Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 5:30 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Russ Riesinger.
And I'm Jeanelle Slade. Another well-known Montana politician jumps into the race for governor.
Democratic Lieutenant Governor Mike Cooney, one of the last big names in state politics who hasn't announced a run, did so today.
Now, Cooney launched his 2020 campaign this morning in his hometown of Butte.
MTN's Mike Dennison was there.
Cooney got things underway Wednesday in front of a vocal hometown crowd, talking about the Montana he grew up in and that he wants to preserve and protect.
Lending a helping hand, shoveling your neighbor's sidewalk, pulling a stranger out of a snowbank, or that little wave on a country road as you're driving your pickup truck or car down that little dirt road.
The veteran Democrat said that means protecting public education, access to health care, preserving Montana's environment and public lands, and fighting against what he called special corporate interests.
And it's exactly why I am running for governor, to put Montana's health care, education, jobs, public lands first, while putting special interests with their dark money and their narrow agendas in their place.
Cooney is the most prominent Democrat to step into the 2020 governor's race, but he's not the only one. House Minority Leader Casey Schreiner of Great Falls is running, and so is former state lawmaker Riley Neal of Livingston. A trio of prominent Republicans also are vying for the seat the GOP hasn't held for 16 years. Attorney General Tim Fox, U.S. Representative Greg Gianforte, and State Senator Al Olszewski of Kalispell. All three of them have run statewide campaigns before and won a few. Cooney says he's ready to take on whichever one of them is the nominee.
We're going to be talking about things that I don't think the Republicans are really going to want to address. I talked about health care and prescription drug costs. We're going to be talking about how to continue to protect our public education money. Those are a lot of things that I think the opposition doesn't want to talk about, and if they talk about it, they don't have a plan. We have a plan.
Cooney said he'll be fleshing out that plan as the campaign unfolds, including worker training, apprenticeships, and more access to education and economic opportunity. This will be Mike Cooney's sixth statewide campaign, and he's lost only once, when he ran for governor before in 2000. He's hoping the second time will be the charm. Reporting from Butte, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
Well, Governor Steve Bullock, who is also running as a candidate for president, cannot run for a third term here in Montana because of term limits.
Author John Krakauer has been denied access to education records that he asked for from the Montana University system. In a 4-3 decision, Montana Supreme Court justices overturned in part a lower court ruling granting Krakauer access to redacted records. Krakauer had been fighting for years to access the full records of the 2013 investigation that formed the core of his controversial best-selling book, Missoula, Rape and the Justice System in a College Town. In today's order, the majority of justices found the student's status as a prominent student athlete did not diminish his right to privacy.
A 19-year-old Sidney, Montana man walked into the Richland County Law and Justice Center yesterday and admitted to murder. According to the Sydney Herald newspaper, Kyle Severson admitted he shot and killed 20-year-old Tyler Hayden on Tuesday night at a Sydney gas station. Today, Severson faced a judge for the first time who set his bond at $2 million.
Well, the Cascade County Sheriff's Office says more than a dozen people took part in an elaborate scheme to smuggle drugs and contraband into the county jail.
Now, that information released today after a nearly month-long investigation. Sheriff Jesse Slaughter explained the scheme. Someone not in custody would help an inmate with a low bond out of jail. When the inmate got out, they'd be taken to a location and receive a package.
Now, the package was made of either a balloon, condom, or saran wrap with illegal items inside. Those included meth, Suboxone, marijuana, tobacco, or drug paraphernalia. That person would then smuggle the package into the jail inside their body, which required them to commit a new crime or engage in conduct to land back in jail.
We feel that it's a very important safety feature for a facility this large. To be honest with you, we'll probably likely down the road need more than one because of the volume of inmates that we have in our facility.
Now, those arrested are each facing 3 felony charges.
All right, we want to turn to the weather now. The calendar may say July 3rd, but it sure doesn't feel like it out there today. Rob, any chance these clouds will fizzle out for the 4th?
Not a chance. Okay, I'm cutting right to it right now,
That's
Russ.
good.
Yeah, the 4th of July is going to be a soggy, stormy day with much cooler temperatures than average, and that's the good news. Well, you know, that's just the news. It's not a good news, bad news thing, but you can see outside right now another trend of these showers and thunderstorms from the southeast moving toward the northwest. Once again, a nice little size thunder cell just to the south of Billings, skirting into Bighorn County, but it's only packing 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts and dime-size hail. But you can see across the state, pretty much everybody again having at least a dose of these showers and thunderstorms tonight. So here are the big 3 headlines as we head into the evening. A slight risk of a severe thunderstorm in southeastern Montana, northeastern Wyoming. July 4th, thunderstorms and cool temperatures. The complete details with the forecast in just a few minutes. Russ?
All right, thank you, Rob.
Areas along the rim, Zimmerman Park and Phipps Park, are now closed as a safety precaution for the 4th of July holiday.
The Billings Fire Department began closing off the areas at 6 o'clock this morning. Closures include public lands along the rims from Main Street in the Heights along the south side of Highway 3 and out to Zimmerman Park. Those closures will remain in place until Saturday morning. Vehicle, bike, and pedestrian access is prohibited.
Local law enforcement agencies will have patrols along the closed areas. Billings Fire Chief Bill Rash says he knows this is an inconvenience, but says it's an effort to prevent serious incidents that could affect citizens' homes and emergency responders.
Well, a lot of events around the region as we celebrate Independence Day. Here's a look at some of the big going-ons.
Things kick off early tomorrow in Laurel with a pancake breakfast from 6 to 11 a.m. The Kitty Parade starts at 10 a.m., followed by the Grand Parade at 11. Throughout the day, there will also be a food and craft fair. And of course, the fireworks start at dark. We are told that because of potential lightning, the music that usually accompanies the fireworks will not happen, but the fireworks show will go on. Montana Department of Transportation is reminding drivers that due to construction in the area, folks should prepare for heavy traffic.
Meanwhile, Castle Rock Park in the Heights will host its annual 4th of July festivities starting at 5 p.m. There'll be plenty of fun for the whole family with activities including laser tag, rock climbing, and a splash park with fireworks starting at dark.
A short drive away in Red Lodge, activities kick off at noon with the annual Independence Day Parade, and the final day of the Home of Champions Rodeo starts at 3 p.m.
And in Roundup, if you want to start the holiday off with some activity, the annual 5K kicks off at 7:30 in the morning, followed by a parade at 11. At 7, there will be live music, and the fireworks are set to start following the entertainment there.
About 150 miles west of here in Bozeman, Bozeman Police and Fire are taking their investigations to new heights with the addition of drone technology. Sergeant Travis Munter says the cost for the drones they need would be around $4,500, but thanks to an anonymous donor, they won't have to worry about the costs.
This piece of equipment is really used for public safety, not just the police department. So absolutely the fire department is able to use a tool like this. You know, I'm able to plug right into the command vehicle and they can see on a 42-inch TV exactly what's seen from the air.
Now, both Bozeman departments say the new drone will be ordered very soon.
And if you'd like to hear more about what's going on across Montana, watch the statewide MTN News tonight at 9.
I'm Andrea Lutz, highlighting the importance of keeping invasive species out of Montana's waterways. Today, Governor Bullock is highlighting that importance, and we'll hear his message. It's tonight on the MTN 9 o'clock news on the CW.
But first, still to come on tonight's 5:30 news, this 4th of July fireworks aren't the only thing skyrocketing. Find out how trade wars are making celebrations more expensive.
And in sports, Q2 Signature Golf Series is in Columbus tonight at the Stillwater course.
You're watching MTN News with Jeanelle Slade and Russ Riesinger. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Green. This is the 5:30 news on Q2, Montana's news leader.